Hello everyone, this is Anushka again and I'm back with a new topic. This video's topic is mobile application. An application, especially as downloaded by a user to a mobile device. It's made by coding. And in this video, we're going to code a basic application. Let's first understand how to. Now the steps of coding. The first step is to ideate. You're going to think of all you can and you're going to finally find an idea that you can apply to your application, uh, something that you can express through code. So you're going to define the purpose of your app. The second step is to design. We need a user interface. It has to be interactive with the user, right? The app must have some sort of interaction with the user. So we need a screen, buttons, labels, anything that your type of app needs. So we're going to be designing as the second step. The third step is coding. We're going to think and we're going to try and express our idea through code until we're all finished. After that, all we have to do is run and check to see if there are any bugs. Once you're done, you can share it with everyone. So the last step is to test. Now, let's see how the layout of our screen looks like when we're coding. So this is the coding um, page. So you can see that towards the right side, there's the workspace. That's where you're going to drag and drop the blocks onto. And towards the left side, there is a phone-like place. That's the preview. Now the preview looks like a phone and it's going to show how your app would look like on a phone. And then you have toolbox. In toolbox is where you find all your blocks. You're going to drag and drop the blocks onto the workspace and then you're going to see if it works or not on the preview. Now, you can also code in text, but that's not what we're going to be doing today. If you do want to code in text, you can see there is a little button on the top of the screen right below the blue color menu. You can see there is something called show text. If you click on that, you're going to have to type in proper JavaScript syntax. And since this is just level 1, we're not going to be doing text based code. So that's going to be for a little more advanced classes. This is the design side. Now to switch to the design side, you're going to use the little navigation tab here. You can see that there's a little navigation tab here right under the name of your project, code design data. So there you can ignore data because that's not really required for this class. So when you click on design, you open this page. Now here you have properties, toolbox and preview. Preview and toolbox have the same function here also. Properties, however, this is where you're going to see the properties of your element or your asset. So example, if you drag and drop a button from the toolbox onto the preview, you're going to find lots of properties that appear on the right side, which is the properties side. There you're going to find the ID, the text on the button, the width, the height, the color, etc. Now, something you're going to have to keep in mind is coding will work on phones, but designing cannot be done on phones or tabs. Only some models of iPads, you can only on some models of iPads, this coding can be done, the designing part of an app. But if you're having a phone or a tablet or older versions of iPads, then you're not going to be able to do designing. That's all right because we can always use our parents' computer, and if we don't have an access to one, we can always use a cyber hub or a computer cafe. Okay, let's get started now. So, firstly, the link is in the description. Now, before that, I'm going to tell you this time it's important you log in. You will not be able to start coding without an account. So, make sure you check out my other video on making an account on code.org if you haven't seen that already. Now, let's get coding. All hands on keys. Okay, so let's get started. You're going to start on the level 1 according if you click on the link in the description. Now there is a video on level 1. You can just click on continue and it'll take you to this page. You can watch that video. It'll give you an idea of how we're going to do this. But for now, I'm just continuing from here. Let's read the instructions. Goal: make the screen green. How? Drag in a set property block. Use drop downs to select the screen's background color to green and then hit run. So drag and drop this block from the toolbox onto the workspace. Click on, so there are three things we have to select here. The ID of what we're going to change, what we're going to change of the ID, and then what we're going to change, and then specify the color. Okay, so we're going to change the color of screen 1. As mentioned, you can see that it's screen 1 that we're gonna be changing the color of, and it's background color that we'll be changing, and it's not red, so we're going to click on red. You can either type green or you can just click on the little arrow, down arrow, and you'll get the drop down and choose the third option, green. Now I'm going to suggest you use the drop down because sometimes if you make a mistake in typing, the code will throw an error. So let's run, and it's green. So click on finish and click on continue. Now we're going to make the text bigger and blue. So once more we're going to use the same block, drag and drop the same block in the workspace, click on label 1, and well, it's label 1 that we're going to change, so we don't need to change anything there. And it's already text color, but it's not red that we're going to change the text color to. We're going to change it to blue, right? So click on the arrow from here, choose the fourth option, blue. Now drag and drop the first block again. This time, click on the arrow next to text color because we're changing the text size. So scroll down a little, and the last sixth one is the answer. You can give any size that you like. I'm just going to give the biggest possible. Now you can explore when you click on this arrow here. You're going to find a lot of stuff like background color, font family, font alignment, border color, and all that. So you can explore on your own. I will show you how to start an own app lab project without the levels after we finish this. Click on run, and you can see it's become bigger and it's blue. Click on finish and continue. Now the goal is to make the buttons red and blue and then change the text in the large orange label. Now let's drag and drop the same block. It's pretty simple. I'm pretty sure you all can do this on your own. Why don't you pause and try to do the code on your own. Meanwhile, after you pause, try and do it on your own and then resume, and you can see if the answer is right, what you've coded is right or wrong. And we're done. So let's click on run and see. And it works. So click on finish, continue. Now you're going to find another video. From here onwards, we're going to make it interactive, which means we're going to have user interface. So the user is going to be able to interact now. So click on continue. Okay. Now we're going to have the screen will start out blue. Add a code so that it turns green when you click on Greenify button. Add code inside the on event that sets the screen's background color to green. Now, reading this, like I mentioned, is pretty simple. It's almost the same to English, but let me try and translate this to regular English. So, set property of screen1, set the property background color of screen1 to blue. When the big button is clicked, we're going to put the code now. Drag and drop the set property block, drop it inside the on event, and click on the arrow next to red and choose green. Okay. So now it says set property of screen1 background color to blue. When big button is clicked, set the property of screen1 background color to green. Now let's run and see if this works. Click on greenify and it worked. Click on finish now. This is quite easy, isn't it? Okay, now we have a flashlight app. Click on run. Let's see if it works or not. So the on function works, but the off function doesn't. So we're going to use the set property block to change two things. The text's color and the background color, so that the heading is visible and so is the color changing. So where on event off button click, drag and drop the second block inside that. Set property, click on the arrow, choose label 1, background color supposed to be changed to text color. Click on the arrow, choose the sixth option, click on the arrow of red and choose white. White is the last one. Now it's in a hex code. A hexadecimal code is a code that represents well, in this case, a color using 6 characters, which are only letters or numbers. I'm going to click on the last one. That's going to change the text color to white. But text color to white. So when off is clicked, text color is supposed to change to red, isn't it? So now FF 0000 is the wrong answer, because FF000, I'm going to show you. You can go over to Google, you can choose color picker, type color picker on your address bar and you're going to find this. So you see that you can use this slider and the little screen here to choose the color. But what you can also do is you can write the hex code here and you'll be able to see what color it is. Now the hex code was hashtag FF0000, which means it's red. Now for getting the color as white, you can just drag and drop it here. You can see it's white, and the hex code is F 6 times. You can copy it if you find it hard to type, or you can just type it on your own. Now run. Click on off. Okay, click on and then click on off so that you can see the change. The colors turn to white, but you can't see that it's turned to white because of the background. Now we're going to change that. Drag and drop the second block again and click on the arrow next to second block, next to on button. Click on the last option, screen 1. Background color is red, but next to red, you're going to click on the arrow and now the background color is supposed to be white. Sorry, black, right? Now how are you going to give that? Black. You can just type in black because it's not in the drop down. Make sure you spell it right. Now click on run. And the on off works. Click on finish. Move on to the next one. Click on continue. Gonna find another image, another video here. You can watch this, but we're gonna stop here for today's video. Now we're gonna continue from the 11th lesson. You can skip these levels. So this time we're not coding, we're designing, okay? So let's read the instructions. Add a second button that says write with the ID of write button. How? In design mode, drag in a new button, position and resize it, and then set its ID, text, and background color along with the font size. Now, designing is pretty easy in code.org. You just have to drag your tool, your element or your asset from the toolbox. So button's the first one. I'm going to drag and drop it here. Now you can copy the same colors of the button here by clicking on the left button. You're going to see the different properties of the button on your right side, don't you? The ID, the text, the width and the height. Well, you can use that. I'm just going back here. ID is supposed to be right button and you're going to camel space. Camel space means you're going to type two letters with no space between them. And the second word is going to have the capital letter. The first word is not going to have capital letter. Okay. Now click on the text. Click on the box under the text, delete button, and type write. You can put an exclamation mark to match the other text here. Now you can give the width and height. I am going to copy the width and height of the other button so that it looks similar. Once more, you can click on left. You can see what color its background is, what the font size is, etc. I'm going to type in orange here. You can see background color. You can just delete whatever's typed there and you can just type in orange. You can type whatever color you like, of course. I'm going to give 30 here. Now it looks the same, doesn't it? I went left. Click on reset and run right. Now click on finish. Let's continue. Create a screen called right screen and add a label that says you went right. Okay, so there are two ways to do it. You can either click on this button here that says the name of the screen on the phone-like preview screen, and you're going to get a drop down with the list of screens that you already have. You're going to get import screen. You don't need to worry about import screen for now. You can just click on new screen, which makes a new screen for you. Or you can just drag and drop the screen from the side. You can see screen is this icon. You can just drag and drop it on the screen and you get a new screen. Now that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it simple. So as soon as you add it, you get the properties of the screen. Now I'm going to write right screen. Once more, you're going to use camel spacing. Background is white. Now we need a text label that says you went right. So drag and drop the text label from there. Make it a little big. I'm going to give the ID as right screen label. Okay. Once more camel spacing. And the text will be you went right. I'm going to increase the font a little. Maybe give alignment as center. Click on the box under text alignment. And from the drop down you can choose center. Now here and all you can explore. Okay, explore and you can select what you like from here. Okay. Alright then. You have a you went right option. Click on run, click on finish. Click on continue. 13th level. The screen switches to right screen when the user clicks on the right button. So you're going to do the same thing. Sorry, the screen moves to the left, screen when user clicks on the left button. You can do the same thing for right. I'm going to leave that for you all to do because it's pretty easy. And sharing your app is just like how you share it in other videos. Once you make your app here, you're going to find a share button on the top. Click on that and copy the link. Send it over to all your friends and family, of course. Thanks for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video and learned the concept. If you really like my content, make sure to subscribe, like and share so that my videos get across to more people and help more viewers. Until next time then, see you soon.